And welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Stocks. In today's video, we are going to talk a little bit about HYLN Earnings report that just came out. But before we get started, how about you guys help me out dropping that beautiful like button as well as pressing that amazing subscribe button, because honestly, it does go a long way in supporting the channel, and it does, go a long way, obviously. So let's go ahead and look at how HYLN was doing. Let me zoom in a little bit and then just come up here. In the morning, it did open up at $21.77, which was way $2 under what it closed yesterday. And then eventually it came up, going even as high as 9.88% to the upside to around $23.92. And yes, I understand that we were once, at $53 or at $55. I get it. Since then, we've been down more than 57%, and that's totally understandable because you guys have to understand that there was a lot of hype going on from this point to this point. So a correction was only, it was pretty inevitable. Since, before the correction, before the hype, it would have been pretty much, up 16%. But anyways, we go over here at WCCF Tech, which they have written a nice little article. HYLN Q3 earnings. The pre-revenue company reports its first earnings after going public, right? This is the first, and I want to repeat it again, first earnings after going public, right? Of course, today's earnings after, after a brutal rout in the stock market following HYLN's merger with the special purpose acquisition SPAC Tortoise acquisition in early October, right? It is still down 58% from the pre-merger all-time high share price of $55.85, which I just mentioned a little bit ago. Now we're looking at the financial scorecard for 9 months that ended in 30th of September of 2020. HYLN did not report any revenue as the company is still in its pre-revenue phase, which then leads me to the next thing. This report, this earnings report, doesn't really show anything because, if it was in pre-revenue phase, even up to this point, it doesn't really have that much revenue. It only has a few sales going on, but it's still a very positive thing, right? So HYLN reported $11.839 million in operating expenses and $18.66 million in net loss during the 9-month period. As you can see right here, it shows you year-to-date 2020, which is the expenses grew from 8.6. You guys can't see it. It grew from 8.69 to 11.83. That only means that there's more people working for them. There's more trucks and all the things that they make. There's more things to make, as well as the net income. It was a negative thing, obviously, as you can see. Now it's not all negative. Obviously, there's still pre-revenue, and as you could, the financial or investor presentation that they had before, they do have an estimate, going to Q1 of next year. They are projected to make more and more money. They did earn negative 76 cents in EPS during the 9-month period as well, compared to year to date of 2019. Now, both of these numbers are still pretty much the same pre-revenue era, so don't get scared on that particular thing. Now, some of the operational highlights during this quarter include obviously the combination between HYLN and Tortoise acquisition on October 1st, as we all saw, as we all voted for it, yielding approximately, look at this huge number, $520 million in net proceeds to fund HYLN's growth plans and long-term objectives, installed 8 hybrid electric units in the third quarter of 2020 for 4 fleet-based customers, and signed agreement with FEV North America Inc. to accelerate commercialization of the Hypertruck ERX. Mind, they only did 8 units in the third quarter, right? You don't really expect a huge amount of money, do you? Come on. So this coming from Thomas Healy. In the third quarter of 2020, we made progress towards commercialization of a hybrid and Hypertrucks ERX solution for the Class 8 truck market, while also establishing key partnerships with experiencing strong interest for our solution, and are utilizing our resources to develop a scaled infrastructure that will be able to support demand from this $800 billion market. Overall, I am pleased with the progress we have made as we remain on track to meet our product milestone in 2021. Now, do I agree that they will reach that milestone? Yes. Do I agree that they didn't really put up a positive Q3 earnings report? Yes. They honestly didn't. But they are optimistic, and they might even, surprise us in Q1 of next year, or this year, obviously. So anyways, that was today's video. Hopefully you guys liked it. I didn't want to make it too big. This is HYLN's market or Q3 earnings report. Didn't really establish much, didn't really give us anything new. It's pretty much in a plateaued state. I think from this area to this area, that is just all hype, and I understand the price right now is not ideal, especially if you guys bought up here, but $23.50 is definitely a great opening opportunity for your portfolio and for you to increase your huge returns, as you could say, right? So don't forget to drop a like in this video, as well as press that amazing subscribe button. I do thank every single one who has been supporting this channel and who has been liking and commenting. So I will see you guys next time on Coffee and Stocks.